I remain your host, Festrut Real Estate Playbook, Festus Owaheme Asike, founder, CEO, Festrut Group of Companies. In today's episode 8, we shall be discussing what I titled Building Your First Home, Step-by-Step Guide. Building your first home, building your first house. Many of us, perhaps, that will come across this video that is looking forward to start a structure, your first home. You're welcome to this program. For some of us, perhaps that might have already built one or two houses, I think you can still make do of this video. What is the guide? What is the procedure? How can I build my first home? And what should I know building my first home? I will make sure that this video is centered around a particular demography, which is Abuja, but I will try as much as possible to spread the possibility of also inching it in some other states of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. It's depending where you want to build your first home. For many people, their first home shouldn't be their residential home. Now, if you have to build your first structure and you want to look at it from the spectrum I call investment, you shouldn't build your first home where you will live. In fact, it is financially foolish to build the first structure in your lifetime where you will live. So the first thing first, when you want to build your first home, you look at the investment opportunity in building your first home. The first thing first, you look at the demography. Where can I choose to build my first home? Now, this takes me back to what I said in the first time when I was speaking. You have to look at the three states in Nigeria that has the higher level of inflow of tourists. One is Lagos State. Two is Federal Capital Territory Abuja. Three is the Garden City, Port Harcourt. For the sake of this conversation or for this video, I'll be narrowing this down to Abuja. What do I need to know when I choose to build my first house? The first thing first is your budget. How much do I have? How much do I earn? How much have I saved? Now, you cannot think about building anything at all until you have looked at your financial stability and your financial trajectory. You must know how much you earn, how much you have saved, and how much you will be saving yearly. This will help you make a choice of where and how to build your first home. Now, let me also shock you. You don't necessarily need to have millions of naira or dollars in your account to build your home. All you need to have is your financial plan. Now, every salary earner or every business person, entrepreneur or CEO or public servant or civil servant must understand financial prudency and financial planning. If you want to build your first home, first and foremost, look at what takes resources from you. You have to cut those unnecessary expenses down and start budgeting for your home. Now, after you have understood or you have put down your financial plan, the next thing is feasibility study. What is feasibility study? Feasibility study is understanding where you choose to build your house or build your home and what it entails to build around that area. And most times, people hire consultants to carry out feasibility study for them. But you can also do this for yourself by carrying out your own questionnaires, asking questions, finding out from people that are better in that area, making sure that you are getting the right answers. Now, having done your feasibility study, the next thing you need to do is to confirm the area and how it works. Many a times, people buy landed property in Abuja and they don't even know what building is approved for that area. I was once a victim. I was to build a house for myself, so I bought a property. I was to build myself a duplex. And when I did my drawings and submitted the drawing to the Abuja Metropolitan Management Council, the one we call Development Control in FCT, I was told that duplex is not allowed in that vicinity. Wow. I got the land. The land was nice. Everything was fine. I did my search, but I did not understand that there are areas certain structures are not allowed in FCT. You should know that. So I have to go back and see how I can, or how I could put the same plan together. I was told that that area, that property is not meant for one family. The least family for that area should be 6, meaning that it should be block or flat of 6 family. Now you must understand the area you have made your choice to build. Secondly, even when you want to buy a property or a land property, you must understand the building allowed in such places. How do you know? When you are buying those properties, they will show you medium density, high density, and low density. What these things entails in those papers means that the high density means that it is for more than one family. The medium density means that it could be for 2 families, but it could be allowed for 1 family. The low density means that it's for just 1 family. When you are buying a property, it is important for you to know that what kind of structure is allowed in the area you are buying so that you can have enough resources to finish the project on time. So you will not be a victim of circumstance of buying a property that you will not be able to build. Now, having said that, the next part of call is to get professionals to start your design. If you have gotten the property, the first thing first is to buy the land. I won't want to go into details about how to buy the land because many people may want to build in different states. But if I narrow it down to how to get your land in this video, I might not be speaking for the state you want to buy from. For example, in FCT, before you buy your land, I want to direct you to our episode 7 when we talk about documentation, understanding documentation of property. So if you want to know how you can buy a property, please go and get that video and listen to it. After you got your land, you ensure that you hire good team to do your design for you. Now, when you hire architects, engineers to start your design, you must ensure that the design does not obstruct your income, because there are some design that you will have that will not allow you to complete that house in the next 10 years if you don't have the financial muscle. So when the architect are to design the property, let them give you a contemporary and a simple design that you can finish on time. Okay. Now, once the design comes, now somebody asked me, how much do I pay architects and engineers when I hire them? Now, the law of architectural and civil engineering relationship with client allow you from 9 to 15% of the cost price of the property. For example, if you are to do a design for any work, they will do the design before you pay them. They will do the design for you. After the design, you get what I call a QS to do what I call bill of quantity. The QS will carry out the bill of quantity. When the QS is done, then let's assume that the bill of quantity costs about 100 million naira. Now, 10% of 100 million is 10 million, right? So that will be the professional fee for the architects, all the work they will, the maximum, the least you should look at, or the maximum you should look at should be 10 million. That is about 10% of the cost of the property. So you budget that on ground. So they can give you a comprehensive work. This include, also part of the approval process, preliminary process. They have to go through, because it is not just drawing you go to do. Like in FCT, you have to pass through the process. You have to hire an EIA person, environmental impact analysis. You have to carry out what I call soil test. You have to carry out some other preliminary stage together with the building approval. So you don't just get only the architectural, structural, mechanical, electrical drawing. It comes with the EIA. It comes with the soil test. It comes with other things that the agency or the governing authority will ask the professionals to provide. Now, once you have put that in place, don't forget, very importantly, you must know that before you go to site, you must put in place the money to carry out all this design, preliminary approval, and all the work that need to be done before you even talk about going to site. And once you have been able to achieve all of this, I advise you, don't just start work and start throwing money around. The next thing is you understand how much the foundation of the house is going to cost and how much the structure of the house is going to cost. When I say structure, I mean block work, iron work, cement. Those are what we call structures in building. Now, when that is ascertained and you have gotten the figure, the next thing is that you start progressively. Don't just start the building and finish it one, because it's going to also affect your income if you have not saved enough to start the structure. Now you can start the structure at stages. The first stage, clear the place, you do preliminary fence. They can now start working, start digging, and after digging, you start buying iron. Now, this will take time. But of course, you will start enjoying the progress. Like I said, you don't have to save for the money. You can arrange that this 6 months, I want to concentrate on the foundation of the building. The next 6 months, another 6 months, I want to concentrate on the block work to the deck level. In another 6 months, I want to concentrate from the decking level to the roof level. In another 6 months, I want to concentrate on the roof. That is 2 years already. In another 6 months, I want to start the rendering and the door and the artwork. In another 6 months, I want to now concentrate on the POP. I want to do the tiling. In another 6 months now, I want to now start doing the finishing. So maximum of 4 years, your house will have been completed if you have good plan in place. Now, for many persons, they may not stay for 4 years. Some of them, perhaps they have the resources. It could be 2 years, it could be 1 year. However, you must ensure that the house is properly supervised. You must ensure the house is properly looked after so that you don't waste money, so that they don't give you a shady job. I'll be talking about buying already built houses and the danger it entails. Let me not go into that. When you are building your personal house or a property you want to use for commercial purpose, it is important that you ensure the structural strength of the property, the person, the architect, the engineer that supervises the property, they must be above board to ensure that it passes through quality assurance and it passes through standard regulation. Most especially, if you must involve anybody, a real estate developer, it is important that you should ask if the real estate developer is a member of the Real Estate Developers of Nigeria. It must be a member of REDA, so that when there is any problem, the developer will be held responsible. Now, it is also very important that if a property owner do not hire the relevant persons to handle the structure, if anything happens when that structure is going on, the owner of the property will be persecuted. The onus is on you to hire the right persons with proper credentials to handle your building. However, in Nigeria, there is building regulations that are not followed, of course. But when the chips are down, you will see that necessary agency will follow the regulation to the letter. And that is why most property owners that hire quacks and hire people that are not professionals, they end up going to jail when there is collapse of structures or when there is mishap during the construction of those buildings. But in all, very importantly, you can start a building today. Have you bought property already in Port Harcourt, Lagos, in Abuja, in Benin, or any part of the country? You already have a landed property, or it was gifted to you by somebody, maybe your father, your mother, or your loved one, and you want to start a structure. Bet me you can start now. You don't necessarily have to save too much money. All you need to do is to call us through the number on the screen, check the email address you are seeing on the screen. Communicate with us. We'll send you a paperwork that you will sign with us. All you need to do is to let us know where the land is located. We'll go clear your property and we'll commence project on your behalf immediately. The time for you to have started your structure, your building, was yesterday. And the best time again to start is today. If you wait till tomorrow, the amount of cement has increased. Now, people that built property yesterday and last 10 years, they bought cement for for 700, 1,500. Today, cement is going for about 10,000, 10,500 naira. So the best time to build again is now. And the best time to abate is yesterday. So take opportunity to start. Perhaps you don't even have landed property. You want to still buy land first. You can still consult with us. We can assist you in documentation and acquisition of your landed property to ensure that you don't make mistake. Now, once that is done, we can also commence for you your building approval to ensure that the building meets your budget and to ensure that the building meets your taste. And in no time, your building will be completed. You can invest smartly, but hear this. You can invest smartly only when you invest through Festrut.
Festrut since 2010.